wouldst thou like to live deliciously?
Solitus tuo, usuncarum, ungularum, delectatque contremescit me. Intro.
Hey Elmers, welcome back to another week of 13th and Elm. As always, I'm joined by Michael and Rob. How's it going, fellas? Say hello.
I'm doing so well.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, everyone. This week's movie was Dead Alive, Peter Jackson's second feature-length film. His first was being Bad Taste that we watched together a couple weeks ago, which made me want to pick this movie because I wanted to see what he would do with some money. So
I think it's his third because he did Meet the Feebles, and
I don't think that was a feature length. I thought it was a short.
maybe
I don't know. Maybe
I haven't seen it.
I haven't either.
I want to watch it.
That could be second or third feature length film. Wanted to see what he could do with a real budget. He had like 130 USD for Bad Taste, and for this he had 3 million. And I think we all know where that went. And this made less than 30,000 at the box office with a $3 million budget. But I think we can all agree that he made up for it with some other movies he makes in a few years. There's a lot of different cuts of this film. There's an R-rated version, an unrated version, and another unrated bootleg cut. We watched the unrated one. The bootleg cut apparently is just like shitty quality and includes like scenes that were just supposed to be cut.
Were we supposed to watch a specific one? Because there was 2 on there.
Did you just watch the first one?
Or the second one?
As long as it wasn't the third one.
There's a third one? No, I watched the 43-minute one.
43 minutes?
Yeah, I think. Hour 43.
Oh, hour 43.
Yeah, there's like an hour 37. There's like
If
an hour
you watched
43.
the hour 43, that's the bootleg cut.
I definitely watched the bootleg cut.
Was it in like worse quality?
I watched it on YouTube, so no.
What?
Okay, we can get into that. Because I don't know much about that cut.
Uh-oh.
I have in here that we watched the 97-minute cut. I'm assuming that's what you watched?
Well, yeah, you like gave a link.
Gave instructions,
in
yeah.
the email.
Oh, I ignored that.
Why'd you even open the email?
I did open the email on mobile, and I was like, this is fucking AIDS. And so I kind of
One of the things in the email says, don't do this on
Yeah,
your mobile.
no, I saw that, but
Yeah.
I wanted to stream it to my smart TV, and I couldn't get that to work, and I couldn't find my HDMI cable to hook up my laptop. So I just looked on YouTube, and there was one that was posted like 3 months ago and hadn't been removed for all the whole terrible shit that's in the movie. So watch that.
Fair
That's
enough.
cool. I'm excited.
Again, like Bad Taste, not definitely doesn't spend a lot of money getting like a notable cast. Another like couple. No, am I wrong? Are there some bangers on here
Taste?
that I don't? Yeah, similar to Bad Taste.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's a New Zealand film. It's not a Hollywood film. There's not Hollywood actors.
Yeah, but I mean,
No.
like looking into their shit, they
I
don't
assumed
really
they
do
were all
anything
no-name
else.
people.
There's a couple that play like really small parts in some of the Lord of the Rings movies, but
Really?
nothing really more
That's
than that.
cool.
Yeah.
I know Jackson does that. Like, I don't worry about it.
Yeah, and yeah. Let's see. I'm gonna read the IMDb synopsis because it's short and it's kind of funny. A young man's mother is bitten by a Sumatran rat monkey. She gets sick and dies, at which time she comes back to life, killing and eating dogs, nurses, friends, and neighbors. So this was written by Stephen Sinclair, Fran Walsh, and Peter Jackson, who will all go on to write the trilogy, the Lord of the Rings trilogy. They're all writers on that.
Well, I mean, Tolkien wrote, but yeah.
Yeah, but there's them too,
Yeah.
like
They
screenplay,
wrote the
adapting the
screenplay,
screenplay and shit. This movie has a huge cult following, mostly because it's known to be one of the bloodiest films of all time. In fact, 80 gallons of blood are used in the final scene alone. And that's pretty much all I got. So we can just jump in. What do you guys think?
Oh, I like this movie.
I love this movie.
I think if I'd seen this movie as a younger man, that I would like have like huge like Evil Dead level nostalgia for this film.
Yeah.
Because it is on that. In fact, I don't know which one came first. I think Evil Dead came first, like 87 or 86. But yeah, this is such a good film, and it's like if you looked up camp in the dictionary, like that's what this is, like horror camp turned up to 11.
Yeah.
And all the gore, if you watch the unrated cut or whatever, or the bootleg cut or whatever the fuck I watched, you think it's gonna it's like, oh, this is already like so much, and it just keeps going. It just keeps getting more and more crazy. And honestly, like, I love the. There's so much slapstick in this film.
Mm-hmm.
So much, and so much physical comedy. Lionel Cosgrove, the lead, he's great in it.
Oh, he's so funny.
He's hilarious, and like even parts of the film that I didn't like, that we'll get into later, that he's in, he's fantastic in. And I also love like some of the casting. Like I loved the like Nazi doctor that they have. And the mother, the Vera, whoever plays Vera, I can't remember the actress's
great.
name, but she's fantastic in it. And Paquita is also like
Smoke show.
Yeah, and she plays like this kind of like, I don't know what's going on. I don't speak
kinda
English.
coy,
She knows
like-
exactly what she's going for. She's like showing up the next day. She wants that dick.
Yeah. Well, the tarot cards told her.
Tarot cards did, yes.
You're a big
Abuela,
tarot guy.
and
Yeah.
you know me. I got my
You got
psychic
that shirt
speed
on right
dial.
now for you, those of you not watching. Tarot cards save lives.
That's
Is what Rob's shirt
not
says.
my shirt I'm wearing a Miskatonic University sweater, but yeah, no, I mean in movies, sure. Yeah, give me tarot, give me astrology, give me Ouija boards. In real life, shut up
Stay
and
away.
get away from me, you fucking moron.
Whoa.
Like you're probably a Scientologist or whatever too, so you just like being gullible and being, you know.
Did you like the origin story right at the beginning of them grabbing the rat monkey? Because I thought it was pretty fucking funny.
I did like that. I also love the rat monkey. Like when they showed
just
in the
like
zoo,
yeah,
the like claymation stuff.
yeah.
And is this a shared universe with King Kong?
Yeah, it comes from Skull Island.
Yeah, it comes from Skull Island.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Peter Jackson's a huge fucking Kong fan. He went on to direct one.
Also,
Yeah.
that whole like first sequence is like such an homage to Raiders of the Lost Ark, right? It's like towards the end of it, it's almost like
Yeah, I could
like
see
bit
that.
for bit. Permit.
Yeah.
So yeah, Michael, what'd you think?
It was fine.
Yeah,
It was fine.
just fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just fine.
You're kind of just like you liked it, but not like a lot.
I'll give it a 50.
Okay.
Well, you're rating it already?
Let's wrap it up.
All right.
No, this was like one of the best fucking. Okay, so I watched the trilogy. The
Oh,
Lord of the
you
Rings
did just watch the
this-
trilogy, right?
this same week, and then I watched Dead Alive, and I could say
Different size with PJ.
so. Like on the same day,
Hmm.
I watched Return of the King and
Mm.
Dead Alive, and
Which is better?
Which one's better?
well, I'll tell you, one of these movies is like the greatest cinematic endeavor of all time, and the other one
Alive.
won 11 Oscars. so
Also Dead Alive.
yeah, I loved this movie. I was laughing out loud, like hard,
Okay.
a couple times. Hard.
What? Because have you seen this, Bill?
No.
No, and you had not
No.
seen this either.
I realized that because it was like a deja vu moment that, I mean, we'll get to it, but like the lawnmower scene, like
Yes.
that one scene I have seen, and it was like a long time ago, and it was definitely like reading about this and like me just being like a lazy piece of shit, and I was like, I'm just gonna watch this one scene.
Yeah.
But I had never seen anything else of it, which is just amazing.
At what point were you like, yes, this is amazing? Like how far in the movie were you like already sold? You're like, yes, like I'm already watching this. Like I'm gonna watch this anyway because it's for the pod. But like I'm all about this all of a sudden.
It took a little
pretty-
while for me. I don't know. I was like in, and I knew that it was going to be in because like I did like Bad Taste and I love Peter Jackson and I love just the camp and I knew that it was going to be increasingly gory as it went on. But and even like the Rat Monkey was great or whatever, but I probably wasn't all the way sold until the nurse. Breakfast with the nurse, Void, Grandma, or whatever, Vera, and whoever else was there. The four of them at breakfast when he's like trying to keep everybody.
League of Women. What was it?
I don't remember.
Yeah, it was like the LWL, Ladies Women's League or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Something that she's been wanting to be accepted in for.
She's going to be the treasurer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I agree with you, and I can pinpoint the exact scene is when they do the makeup montage. And they're like, she's here, and then she's trying to put her makeup on. She rips her fucking cheek skin off.
It just
and
falls
Lionel
off.
gets super glue out and is like dabbing it, and it's sticking to the super glue, and then he's putting it on her, and she's so nonplussed. She's like, oh, my skin. That is a moment where I was like, this is amazing.
They both handle that so well. Like, he's like, oh, or my mom's skin's falling off. I'll just super glue it real quick. Like, it'll be fine.
We'll get into how Lionel just rolls with everything.
Yes.
Where he basically becomes a dog sitter for zombies that are fucking each other. Like, it's insanity. And even before the makeup montage, she's like, it's the next morning, and she's like clearly deteriorating and like oozing and stuff. There's some awesome special effects where he unwraps her wound and it's like throbbing and spurting, like gushing blood and goop.
Yeah.
And it looks really good.
Yeah, you know how I love that body horror shit.
Oh, yeah.
Dude. Like open scabs and pus.
But like, I mean, it is like boom,
But
boom,
like it was
boom.
funny too, because like she squirts pus into the
the
man's
custard?
bowl of custard.
Yeah.
And he's eating it.
This movie is.
We need another wall.
Funny.
It is really fucking.
I
funny.
think if this
hilarious.
movie didn't have its comedy tones, like it would have never been made, and if it would have been made, it would have never been financed on the level that it was. And if it was all of those things, then it wouldn't have seen distribution. It would be like on the back page of all of the like Complex or Collider, fucking 50 most fucked up or whatever Bill and I searched a lot of these movies out. Like this would be like a Miriam Dora film. And you know what? Let's bleep that dude's name out because I don't want to mention him on this pod ever.
I don't even know
we'll
who that
bleep
is.
that.
Yeah, but bleep it out.
He sucks.
Well, we don't talk about
I'm
him
sure
anymore.
nobody
We're bleeping it out.
listening will know who that is.
But you know what I mean? It's like this movie was so gory and so over the top and like gross, but like the whole time I'm laughing. Like I couldn't even take it like seriously. It's like it gave me big Evil Dead vibes. I'm sure
Yeah,
we'll
big
get into that.
time.
We all talked about it, but like
lots of
Evil Dead
influence
is
from that.
terrifying. Like the first one especially. Like
It's so much darker.
and then
Yeah.
the second one is like funny and like really quite campy, but like this, like you said, is like everything turned up to 11. Like at no point in this movie, like you could watch this with the family, depending on what family you have.
Yeah, depending on your family.
You know what I mean?
Like it's like
Yeah.
there's gore. It's a gross up film. It's excessive, but
But there's no nudity.
No.
There's no cursing.
There's no like.
There's no like
sexual
racism.
violence.
no,
like,
well, there is sex, but there's not sexual violence.
Yeah.
But yeah. No, but again,
you know what I mean, though?
There's like an aspect to it where it doesn't look. It's not like it's like orange blood or anything, right? But there's like an aspect to the gore that is like lighthearted, and some of it's the music and also like the physical comedy. Like
The music was so
there-
good too.
There's a point where Lionel is like literally running in place like a cartoon character,
yeah.
which is so great. But like just the tone of it and like the way the zombies act, and also like the zombie kind of lore, like he gives them tranquilizers, which I kind of loved. Like that they're like alive and you just have to like sedate them. Like
Yeah,
that's pretty
that's
fucking
and
great.
he almost always goes to straight
Into
up
the eye or the nose,
eye.
yeah.
I love that scene where he's like, "Can I get some sedatives?" He's
I
like,
do not sell sedatives, but I do
I
have
got
tranquilizers.
tranquilizers.
"It's so good."
Also, that you're
It's just
buying
a huge bottle.
It's a giant brown glass bottle that's 4 liters of tranquilizers, and you see a Nazi. He has a swastika underneath his lab coat. What is going? Yes,
Did I miss that?
I missed that as well.
At the very end of that scene, he's turned to him, and you can see him in the foreground, and there's a hole in his doctor's coat, and you can see a swastika. And like when they first come in, and he's like, "Oh, immigration! No, my papers were lost, and I've come here legally." And they're like, all this stuff is like, "No, I just want to buy sedatives." No, he's literally a Nazi. It's insanity.
Yeah, but dude, if you had like a fairly like open-minded or sardonic family growing up, kind of like
Oh,
I did,
yeah,
and
of
like
course.
you have like a 12-year-old angsty metalhead. Like I wouldn't say it's for
Bro.
one for the whole family. Like you start them off at 5 or 6, but like seriously, I could see dad and son watching this movie where
yeah.
he's like 12 years old,
Well,
and it's hilarious.
Especially
and
in like 1992.
Yeah,
like,
and, like,
yeah,
not
that
getting
would
in
definitely
trouble.
fly back then.
oh
yeah,
my gosh, yeah.
we can. Yeah, but no,
Unless you have
also-
to go to the website doesthedogdie.com.
which is, I mean, don't you want to be surprised? Why ruin life with knowing everything?
Some people do it.
This is a period movie, right? It all takes place in the 50s in New Zealand.
Does it?
I didn't get.
Yeah, all the cars are 50s
I
cars.
did notice that all the cars were like.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because that's the thing. It's like you kind of forget. You're like, oh, it's just New Zealand. That's what people were like in New Zealand in the 90s because I don't know anything about New Zealand. But no, it's like it's set like the intro scene when they get the monkey is like 53 in Sumatra, and then you go to New Zealand and like everyone's driving old cars.
Oh, was there a date?
trolleys
There was
and stuff?
a year.
Yeah, at the very
date?
beginning,
Oh, I missed that too.
and
So
a
did
lot
I.
of
I wonder if this is like the, because like the cut that you watched, there wasn't any extra gore. It was just like all story.
yeah. Well, it's the same amount of gore as the uncut version plus some extra story stuff that was
Right.
cut. Yeah.
So I don't know.
I'm not saying that. I don't think that they cut out all the old cars and like people wearing like
no,
period
but like
Yeah,
maybe
no.
like, but maybe like the Nazi symbol.
I
the
guess that could
swastika, and then,
be,
like,
but it's
maybe the
it's,
date.
It's like barely. It's like just in the corner of the screen for a couple seconds while they're talking, and that scene is over.
Yeah.
But the beginning scene
We'll
where
have
they
to
like
go back and
where they get the monkey, it's
Yeah.
like
I
the
thought they
first
said,
thing
like,
that comes
Skull
up.
Island, south
Skull
of
Island, South
Sumatra.
Sumatra, 1953, 54, whatever.
that's probably there. I probably just didn't really pay
Same.
attention.
Also, did
or-
they get these?
But like, do we know? Like, could there have been like a pretty big jump between?
No, because they're transporting the monkey. So how
Rat
many years
monkeys
can the
don't live.
monkey be
Yeah.
alive before it gets to the zoo in New Zealand?
I don't know. It's a crazy rat monkey.
It is a crazy rat monkey that apparently
Could have been 30 years.
the lore for the rat monkey is
Oh
that
my
rats
God.
on the slave ships came to Sumatra and
Started
raped
Raped
the
the
monkeys. What the fuck?
Oh my god, yeah, that backstory was insane. And who did we get?
Insane.
Who did we get that from?
Oh, the zookeeper who's like got a cigarette, an unlit cigarette in his mouth the whole time.
After
Holy shit!
After Vera gets bit.
After
Yeah,
Vera gets
after
bit,
Vera
which
gets bit.
was such a good scene because she goes crazy.
She
Like
goes
she's so
insane.
fucking mad.
And no one's wondering like, why are you here, Mom, at the zoo? It's just like, oh, you're here and you got
Well,
bit.
she's like snooping on the date, right? He's
Yeah,
on
that-
the date
yeah,
with
clearly,
Paquita.
yeah.
Babe.
And then Mom stomps the shit out of it.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, with her fucking
Like her stilettos or whatever.
no, like 1-inch pumps. Yeah, not
Sorry.
stilettos.
probably like 2 inches.
Inch and a
I
half.
think they were platforms.
They're platform shoes.
Yeah.
Bill doesn't know women's shoes. That's all you need to know, people.
Okay, so how
Sorry,
about
guys.
the priest?
Oh, what is his
Ah.
name?
Father
Magruder?
Macruder. Father Macruder.
Recruiter
I
sounds
kick
right.
ass for the Lord. Oh man, the fact that he was like a Shaolin monk was awesome.
Oh my god,
That's
he's just hitting these fly kicks all around.
Dude, not only that, not just the priest, the creepy Uncle Les.
Les?
Oh man,
he was
he was
great.
perfect.
Yeah,
He
he
just had
was
like
great.
gross like herpes sores on his mouth and a giant belt buckle and like a used car salesman sports
And
jacket.
by the time like every
He was
like,
also extra rapey.
When he
oh yeah, that was yeah.
He was
hears-
like
he was a
sleepaway
creep.
camp rapey.
When
Yeah.
we,
I love when he hears the zombies fucking.
Fucking.
And he's like, "Oh, you found your
Okay.
your dad's old sex
stag
tape."
videos.
Let's
Wait, what
play-
does he say? Is this the one with the goat
With a
and
donkey.
and
Yeah, and something. Okay,
the
think-
maid and the donkey, or
think
something?
about this logically. Your sister's just died.
Uh-huh.
You're going to console / manipulate your nephew.
to get into the well.
You
Yeah,
hear your brother-in-law's sex tapes playing in the other room and decide to
Chambermaid.
invite your nephew to go back in the room to jack off. Like, wait, what is going on? Because he kind of finally gives up. He's like, oh yeah, solo a mano, or what he says some stupid shit like that.
he's horny.
He's horny and he's down to clown until he gets kicked in the nuts 14 times in this movie. Right? Doesn't he get hit in the nuts like multiple times in this film?
So many times.
Because Paquita hits him like at least once, if not twice. I think he also gets hit by a zombie in the nuts.
And the baby holding
Oh,
a severed
duh,
leg.
The baby is the best in this movie,
Oh,
and I
no.
can't believe that I thought that. Like,
I hate the baby.
You hated
Cut
the baby?
the baby out. Cut it
no
out.
way.
Cut it
I
out.
thought the baby was fucking
I-
The
funny.
baby was hilarious.
Did not like the stupid park stuff that was going on.
Oh, I was howling at that scene.
I did not
The what
like his
stuff?
when they're in the
Oh,
the
the
playground and the
Dude,
park.
that shit was so funny.
I mean, I
amazing.
liked Lionel's I liked
He's
his physical
looking-
comedy where he's
looking
like
around at the other moms
and look trying and then like punching it and like slapping it against like
Dude,
a
when he was
lamppost.
punching the
Okay.
baby, I was dying.
But again, like
and he
just
just slams it on the ground.
the gross like
And then
it
he
looks
just
like
looks
a
at the other
garbage
moms.
pail kid, and it's like it got so old. And the stupid laugh is just like, oh my god, just
it was
stop.
hilarious.
It was really, I
You
really
could have
liked
cut that
part.
completely out, completely.
That
I-
park scene was
I
fucking funny.
did like the weird zombie fucking, like they're like horny like teenagers he's got to like keep apart, and now they have a broom handle stuck through them. They're still fucking like what? Also, before we get too much further, can we talk about the greasers from the cemetery?
Loved him.
Yeah,
Insane.
they were great.
And also the actor who plays the lead, whatever, you know,
Void.
yeah. His physical comedy as a zombie is amazing. Like, I'm kind of curious if he did like mime work or something previously, because he's
You saw his acting and you said
It's
to yourself,
so good.
I
I
had
wonder
to be
if
a
this
mime.
guy has done mime work.
dude. Because like most of the film is he's a zombie that just maybe grunts, if anything.
He's so good.
He's
I'm
so
When they
good.
stick the fucking rake in his head.
Yes.
And they tether him to like whatever the fucking.
When his legs are pulled apart and then he reassembles himself later.
He's
And
so good.
Oh,
who
my
gets their
God.
rib cage ripped out of their chest? That was insanely cool.
It was one of the thugs.
One of the thugs gets
From
like his
the-
entire like rib cage and
Yes.
spine ripped out of himself. It's awesome.
So
and the
good.
father gets impaled on the fucking.
Yeah, on the finger
the-
up, the one up like
Yeah.
statue in the
yeah, some
cemetery.
some religious headstone. Yeah,
I also love that they just show up in the cemetery. They just hang out there. They're like tunnel snakes or whatever, and immediately decide that he's a necrophiliac before he says anything, and just like beat the shit out of him. And then someone pisses on his mom's grave and gets their dick pulled off. That's great.
Oh my
Oh, yeah.
god! that
and then
was
just
so
like
good.
mangled.
Insanity. And light shooting up. Or I know we're jumping around, but this movie, you know, it's all kinds of crazy. He tries to tranquilize them at the end, and then he turns the tranquilizer, the poison around, and it says animal stimulant.
Like he just had that in his house and got them mixed up, or
Well,
what?
it was a giant jar of poison with poison written in like font 48, and then on the back it says animal stimulant only for human use. It said only human poison.
So ridiculous.
That was great.
Oh, and the mom at the end. That's
The very end?
fucking awesome.
Like when she's huge.
I mean, witchin' and bitchin', right? Like,
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
for sure.
Venus Willendorf, all that kind of shit. Like, amazing. So this movie is great. Bill, I think this is the best movie you've made us watch.
Wow, I'm really surprised you liked it this
Thanks. But
Yeah.
it's so you think it's better than Midsummer?
It's hard to say, actually.
much. The Thing.
That's
had some
I've had
bangers.
some good picks.
It's not like you picked this movie.
I pick good movies, and also I pick bad movies.
Yep.
0
I
or
love
100.
I love the cut at the dinner when he's trying to feed them.
So
and,
fucking
and the
funny.
and the feed the nurse, he just pulls her head
He
back.
pours it down
all
her fucking
all the
throat.
stuff with her head falling back and gurgling and,
And the
stuff.
I mean,
upside
that was
down
like the
camera and
first.
shit.
I mean, arguably, that was like the first like brutal kill. Right? Was the nurse
Yeah.
Yeah.
who gets like 80% decapitated, but
Yeah.
of course they leave like the head on, which just makes for
Hilarious.
She's nearly
yeah, it's
headless.
just like so
Yeah, she's nearly
like
headless.
just makes it so funny for the rest of it. But I feel like that's the first like
That's
shot,
the
like
early one.
shocking
Yeah.
gore that we get is the nurse.
Yeah, I mean, like, there's definitely, like, I don't know, when mom is deteriorating, like, there's some gross stuff.
But that
not-
wasn't a
But it's
kill.
not, like, dismemberment or anything, yeah. Also, when do we
Fuck.
stop making nurses wear red capes when they're on emergency runs? Because I love that.
Probably when they stop doing emergency runs.
I wonder if my mom's got a red cape.
Yeah? Was she a nurse?
She a superhero?
Nurses are superheroes.
Yep.
Yeah.
True.
Are we still going outside at like 10 p.m. and beating the shit out of our pots and pans and thanking the first responders?
Wait, what are we talking about?
Talking about COVID?
Yeah, I think we did that.
I almost
but
I
people
almost
did that
died.
once like a year ago.
Yeah, I thought we were fuck, it's 10 o'clock, guys. Ah!
Oh, at 8 p.m. Yeah.
Well, it depends on what coast you're on.
Well, it wasn't that. It was people howling
Ah!
like dogs. It was really, really annoying. I don't think you. Do you know what howling is? Arf, arf, arf.
Dude, you really didn't like the baby? The baby was a highlight. When they okay, so like when they put the baby in the blender, or it was a food processor. But
Yeah.
I mean, they're splitting
Yeah.
hairs.
Whatever.
They put the baby in the fucking blender, and I was like, "Oh my god, please!" And then I was a little disappointed because like it didn't happen, and then I
Didn't
thought it was
happen.
going to happen again when like he was falling down.
They
Okay.
teased that so much because you knew someone was going in there.
But the baby didn't go in the blender,
Nope.
and
But
then
that-
he got to come out of Homegirl's
I was
fucking
to say
mouth,
when
which was
he's
so
like
much fun.
splitting her head open, like that was cool. But I don't like babies. I don't like dolls. I don't like Chucky. I don't like any of that shit.
He
And
was
You
very
need to get Chucky a
like-
second chance.
And the bit
Yeah,
bit
Child's
where
Play.
it's like the bit like that's in the park where they switch between a doll and like clearly like a little person in costume running around. I don't know. All those
I loved that shit.
anytime you have
I thought
like
that
a
scene was
doll or
fucking
leprechaun,
great.
whatever.
I think Peter Jackson's probably a really big fan of Chucky, actually, and I think that was probably an intentional nod because you guys know who plays Chucky is Brad Dourif, who is Grima Wormtongue in the trilogy, right? Like Grima is
Oh, really?
Chucky.
I didn't know that.
I
Yeah.
didn't know that either.
Still don't like the baby.
And also like Sean Astin's in The Frighteners, Viggo Mortensen's in Texas Chainsaw 3. I mean, Peter Jackson's clearly a huge horror nerd, and he made the fucking horror movies. Like he
also-
invented splatter gore. So like, I mean, that's his shit.
If he works with someone that he
But
likes,
Christopher Lee-
he invites them to other projects too. Like that's definitely something he does.
I
Yeah.
don't think he worked with those guys before.
Well, I'm just saying,
saying,
if
yeah.
you work with a movie, on a movie with Peter Jackson down the road, if he like working with you, he might offer you another role, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
I also really loved the lampshade lady.
Oh my God!
She
yes.
was so good.
The light. Not only the light bulb effect was awesome.
Yes.
The fact that they
That's so
kept
cool.
having her in the background.
Yes. Like,
You could just
For
see
like-
the spotter
for
in the
like
back of scenes.
5 or 10 minutes,
yeah.
and then she finally burns out. I was thinking about it. I was like, wow. Edison should have used zombies as filaments before he eventually moved on because like she was burning there for a few minutes.
She was so fucking good, and the light effect was really good. But also, she's just like stuck to the wall.
Just a mouth agape.
And then I think it's when the baby's holding onto the light above the food processor, and he
Yeah.
falls, and he pulls the cord, and she goes up the fucking wall.
Oh yeah,
So
that is
good.
pretty great. Also, man, okay, two
There was-
things.
dude, I'm sorry to
No,
interrupt.
go
but I'm
ahead.
just saying, like, all of this shit is just happening like in such quick succession. Like,
It was impossible
I
to keep
probably
track.
paused this movie like 100 times to like make notes of my favorite kills, which is like I just have notes of just like fucking 80 kills on here.
It was so fucking good.
I just I didn't stop it at all. I just watched all the way through.
I was like,
and
I
it
want to
was
say, I was
insane.
like, I want to remember this kill, and I was like, but if I
have
look
to
down for
stop.
10 seconds, I'm gonna
Yeah.
miss 2 more kills.
So did you told us off air earlier that you paused this movie in the middle?
I
To what? Why'd you pause it?
I paused this movie around 40 minutes in and immediately got on eBay and bought a copy of it on VHS because I loved it so much, and like I knew, I mean, at that point I was like, I can't see this movie going in any direction where it's like, oh, I like the first 40 minutes and I hated the rest of
it's
it.
garbage.
And of course, like the rest of it, I'm like, oh, I'm
Even
so
better.
glad that like
Yeah.
I bought
Oh, yeah.
this. But yeah,
Was it a buy now situation?
oh yeah,
Yeah.
$30 done.
Done. What was it? The 97-minute cut?
Yeah, it's the
unrated?
unrated cut. Yeah.
That's so fucking good.
Um,
This movie was so much fun. Like I couldn't, but like you said, like I couldn't believe like we were going harder. Like every minute that passed, I was like, we're still going up. Like, this movie has not taken its fucking foot off the gas pedal yet.
No.
No.
And it doesn't.
It doesn't until basically the climax, right at the end, like where they're cleaned up and everything. But
Yeah.
No,
What
it's
about when they pull the fucking spine out of the back of
Oh,
Uncle
yeah.
Les's back, and he's like all bent in half, but his
dude,
head
didn't he
is-
look like one of the things from the
Yes.
thing? Okay,
Yes.
good.
I'm thinking like Evil
Big
Dead,
time.
The Thing, and like Chucky are like three of his
Huge.
biggest influences from this movie.
So Uncle Les doing his like chop ninja thing was hilarious.
He was a
And
piece of shit, but he had some good kills.
He was a
Like,
piece of shit.
he
You
even
love to hate
grabbed-
him.
He even
Dude,
grabbed that one and got a pair of
Him-
pliers and was ripping its teeth
and also
out.
being like, "You got a cavity, boy," and like
yeah,
ripping
and, like,
out.
being
Yeah.
funny about it.
The kitchen cleaver ninja scene was fucking good, though.
But how he did, however, call the police to report multiple murders to blackmail his nephew. Like he's a piece of shit.
That's why, yeah.
And
That's why I said he's
racist.
a piece of
and
shit,
pretty rapey.
but he's got some
So
good kills.
I love that. I also kind of love that like Paquita like let him in instead of letting him get eaten by zombies. Like, it worked out in the end.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was surprised by that.
But that and then
She had to
also,
think about it for sure.
dude, the intestinal tract.
oh my god,
That
the
was
sphincter?
That was moving.
farting, and then it was like a major antagonist in the last third of the film. It was using its intestines to
Was that from the
to
dude who
climb
got
up.
split
It was
in half?
yes, it's from the lead of the greaser lead who got his legs ripped off, Void or whatever.
Yeah, it like chases Lionel into the attic and stuff.
Not only that, it's like expressive, using its lungs as like hands, and like it is honestly
so cool.
one of the craziest things I've ever seen on a screen. And I've watched like a lot of weird porn, but this was just.
You've never seen
I definitely have seen an anus outside of a person, if that's what you're asking me. But no, this is like something else. Like, and it was like good puppet work, and I mean,
that's
I just
what does it for me usually.
yeah. I mean, I loved it.
You like Lamb Chops Play Along by chance?
Yep, big fan.
Charlie Horse?
Oh, it's like you're looking into my browser history. No, just I don't know. It kept coming back. It was so agile and and just amazing. It was like pulling him up a rope into a second story. Like, what is this?
Oh,
Oh my
and I
god.
do like the fart effects.
That was insane. It was like a puff of smoke.
Like I usually don't. I usually like. I am not big on fart humor. Like it's just like
Really?
It's really.
Okay.
It's not. But when you take an entire intestinal tract outside of a body and like
it's
you
still farting?
anthropomorphize a fucking sphincter who's like a menacing sphincter, and then it's throwing out little fucking Groucho Marx fucking smoke puffs when he, like, yeah, I was dying.
And then, I mean, Bill, you touched on this earlier, but the lawnmower scene is not only crazy, but it stops at a point and you think it's done, and then it just gets even
Yeah, it keeps going.
crazier.
Yeah.
It's
Good
This
little
is-
foreshadowing on that in the very
Yes.
beginning scene too, because like I didn't know that it was gonna happen, but I was definitely, as soon as I saw that when he's cutting the lawn, I was like, oh, that's gonna be something, and I forgot all about it, and then the callback comes, and I was like, yep.
Fuck
Here we
yeah.
go, and he just slaughters an entire lobby full of fucking.
It's just
it's like
running
30 zombies.
It's so good.
Just fingers, arms, just everything. Faces. Wow.
There's like that half
Insane.
person that's like from the chest up that ends up landing on it. And then it gets
Spinning
spun around really
around.
fast.
That's the other half of Void. That's
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's
Oh,
Boy.
okay.
Oh, Sphincter Boys / legs. Yeah. But man,
And
just-
we passed over one of my favorite parts too. That was pretty early. Was when they pull Paquita's dead dog out of Mom's,
Oh my
your
god!
mom ate my dog.
because that was
Not
great,
all of
'cause
it.
That thing just kept coming.
Oh, it was like,
Like-
the whole tail, right? Yeah.
No, it was
Yeah,
like
it was
the
like a
whole
whole-ass
dog.
dog.
It's like fucking outstretched front limbs to the end of a fucking tail. This is like a German Shepherd. This is a big
Such
ass
a
dog.
Great
dude.
part and such a great line. When your
Okay.
mother ate my dog.
What about the like subplot where it turns out that mom killed the dad and not like it was okay, but I didn't need it there. And
Yeah, it wasn't necessary, but it didn't like
Didn't
Well,
hurt.
it didn't ruin anything. I mean, it took less than a minute probably of film to establish that.
There's like a
plot.
scene at the zoo and then like a couple
Well,
other flashbacks.
Yeah, he finds like the photographs in the attic too.
Right.
I think, and I mean, I feel like that's only included so he can have the courage to
Kill
defeat
mother.
his mom in her final form,
Yeah, in her
which
final
is
form.
like
Fucking awesome.
Like
well, the house is on
us
fire
two,
because
like a house
flesh fucking
size
shade woman died.
with her fucking huge titties out, and
She's a troll queen. Yeah, she's awesome.
Yeah.
she fucking puts him back in her womb.
oh my god,
Yeah,
which
that was
great. Her
crazy.
stomach splitting open, and he slides down the roof into her.
But he's got the magic.
He's got the necklace.
Yeah, the moon sigil from
Yeah.
Sailor Moon Grandma tarot card reader.
Yeah, and he eventually cuts himself out of there.
Dude, this shit was fucking awesome. It was so much fun.
It was
It's pretty great.
I'm definitely watching it again,
Oh yeah,
and I need a copy of it like in 4K for sure. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like that's
yeah.
again, man. I watched it on YouTube. It's pretty good quality. So if you're listening to this now and you haven't seen this film, look it up on YouTube. We'll find the unrated hour 43 cut.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see what was in there.
Yeah, I'm curious too, because again, like it's like you said, it was like all story. There's not like any more kills or like gore
Yeah.
that's shown in it.
the links we had was just saying that like yeah, it's not bad, but this particular rip was kind of shitty, and there was like doubled up audio in a couple spots, and it wasn't necessary. So we just watched the extended, like the uncut or whatever.
Yeah, okay.
But I would definitely like. What'd you get? An extra 8 minutes, and it wasn't a
37
long
to
movie.
43, so 6 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't be offended if I got
No,
6
you're
more
not
minutes of this
missing anything.
movie, even if it sucked.
Anything, yeah.
So apparently Peter Jackson's doing the 4K remaster himself.
Oh, of this.
Yeah,
Oh,
and so he's
fuck
doing it
yeah.
in his own time because he's doing it himself, so he can. And so who knows when it's going to be released? But
I'd probably
yeah,
get
whenever
that too.
because after 20 years the
VHS.
rights like revert to
VHS
him.
and 4K.
Yeah.
So yeah, he hopefully
I mean,
you
that's
know,
now.
yeah.
This came out in 91.
Yeah.
92?
So yeah,
91?
he's working on it now, but like hopefully in a few years he'll have it released and you can buy it on Blu-ray or whatever the next HD format is.
God, Peter Jackson, I spent a lot of time with him this week.
Yeah, hanging out.
15 plus hours in fucking Middle Earth and then this film, and he's just endeared himself so much to me. And like he was in this movie as well. He was the coroner. Or not the coroner, but he was like one of the doctors. Yeah, it was a coroner. Maybe not a coroner. He was like an undertaker.
Oh,
Yeah.
like in the morgue or whatever. Yeah, okay.
Mortician.
Not the rugby obsessed pharmacist.
No. But yeah, he was in that. And I didn't catch this. I don't know how many times I've seen it, and maybe I've just forgotten. But he does have also a cameo in Fellowship. Does he have a cameo in the other two?
He might. I'm not the biggest movie
Yeah, I'm
trivia
not
guy.
sure. I mean, he could so easily.
And like in a way that you would never recognize.
Yeah.
Also, even if he was like directly on screen.
Yeah.
God, those movies are so good. But I don't think that they're his best. This might be the best movie he's ever made. Dude, I loved this
I mean,
shit.
this is great. Don't get me wrong, but
As far as cinema, it
Yeah,
might
you-
not
you
have
gotta-
much in the way of competition of the Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the
But
Rings
this
pretty
is like
high end up there. Yeah.
so much fun, dude.
Oh, it's great. It's fantastic. Again, like the performances are great. The casting's great.
Right, like
The
some of its
score-
weaknesses were strengths. Like the acting in the very beginning,
so much
you're like,
fun,
oh,
man.
man, this is gonna be a little campy, and these people, blah blah blah. But then, like by the time
Mega
you
camp.
get everybody in their roles, like Paquita is brilliant.
It's great, yeah.
Fucking Les is brilliant.
Paquita's grandparents.
Oh my god! Oh
The
my god!
fucking grandpa in like the A shirt and the suspenders eating a bowl of whatever. Like, yes.
and then yeah, like all the performances were exactly what they needed to be. You know what I mean? It was so good.
It was pretty great. And I know you guys like it's the 50s and stuff. A lot of stuff
Soundtrack was good.
in the town
Oh, the
because
soundtrack was so good.
they're using like miniatures for all the trolleys, and I think the airplane also was a miniature they used in like flying the monkey. I also love they keep the monkey in a bamboo cage till they get to the zoo. That's pretty great.
so fucking good.
Watch this movie. This is a great film.
Yeah. You really,
It's gross.
Are all gonna love
it's
it.
really gross, but it's fun gross.
yeah, agree.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, the effects are so good. There's, I mean,
Buckets of blood.
Literally.
so much blood,
Bathtubs of blood.
so many good kills that we just don't have the time to get to. Like, we could just go through all the kills and it would be a 2-hour long podcast probably.
Easily.
Yeah, definitely. It's so
There's
fun.
yeah.
Watch it.
Watch it.
Watch it.
Are we giving
Anything else?
ratings?
Anything
and all
else?
that? I mean, we could just gush for a while, but
Yeah, I mean, like we said, it's not very plot heavy.
No, I mean, like, we can keep going for an hour. Like, my tanks are full. Like, we can keep going.
I mean, what did we not talk about? I mean,
I don't know. I just like we've already said too much. Just watch the movie, guys. Like,
yeah, just fucking watch it. It might not be the easiest. Well, actually, apparently
Okay.
it's on fucking YouTube.
It's on YouTube. Paquita is a babe. Lionel's also kind of a babe. Like,
yeah, especially
he's
in
like
the
cute,
end.
cute dorky. He also looks like one of the Doctor Who's from a few years back. Can't remember that guy's name either, but you know what I'm talking about, right?
No.
Full tank Fullerton.
Yeah, Full Tank Fullerton.
Oh,
Yeah.
I know him.
Yeah. But yeah, watch this movie. What'd you think?
I give this a 93.
Whoa! I mean, I like it too, but a 93? Whoa!
This is, I mean, it is it February yet?
Yes.
This is
This is the one so many Elmies already.
this is definitely most likely going to get Elmy for like favorite
gore.
watch of the year, like
Best
best
first time
kill,
watch.
best gore,
I mean, it's
best
humor.
Like, I mean, yeah, I mean, I don't know what else to say. Like going into it after a bad taste, it was exactly what I wanted it to be. It was so funny. Like, a lot of these actors don't, seem to be big, but he finds like the right people for the
He got the
job.
best
Like, they
out
were
of 'em.
great, and like $3 million budget. Like, you can tell where it went, and it's like
Blood.
all the
the
special
blood.
effects and creatures and the claymation and just fucking everything is just so good, and it's so funny, and so much gore. I'm so happy. I wish every movie had this exact amount of blood.
I wish every movie was this movie.
Pretty much.
I haven't heard you talk about a movie like this since Tammy and the T-Rex.
This is up there for me with Tammy, as in like the
Damn.
first time I watched Tammy, like I was like, this is going to change the rest of my life.
This is a milestone in my life.
Yeah, like this is, it's going to be difficult, I think, to enjoy a movie more than this for the remainder of the year.
Yeah, I'm
I just,
really
like,
not
have a
looking
hard
forward
time-
to picking after this. I was like, oh shit, how am I gonna follow this?
Do you
I
know?
don't-
Do you know? Do you have a pick?
We'll get there.
Oh yeah, finish this.
No.
What'd you give it, Rob?
I didn't actually have a score figured, but yeah, like 80s, like 80, 85 or 86. Like this
Yeah,
is a really,
mid-80.
Yeah, this is
You're
a-
gonna blow the roof off of his 93 and then come back in an 85? That's like a fucking Nobel Peace Prize from you.
I mean, this is a really good for what it is. Like again, this isn't like high art or anything, but if,
Yeah, I mean, I
don't
mean,
know.
my ranking system is fucking how much I enjoyed it.
Yeah, but
99% of the time.
But this is a splatter gore movie. You're not just gonna
Exactly.
find again, like this is on YouTube and like weird streaming. It's not streaming anywhere. You're not gonna like come across this and be like, ew, this is gross. Why did I watch this?
Yeah.
You're looking for this film.
Everything it wanted to do, it did like pretty much perfectly.
But yeah, no, it's great. Like there's fun like overacted like melodrama between the mother and son, and like there's just so much good gore, and there's just a cute love story. There's a great score that's like light and bright and almost like musical-esque.
Yeah,
almost.
I really like the score.
I got like big Beetlejuice vibes with not just the score, but also like they used a lot of miniatures showing the town because it's again he had money, but he didn't have like a ton of money to build a whole fucking 50s town.
Yeah. If the baby wasn't in it, do you think it would have hit a 9?
The baby I didn't like, but I didn't ding it for the baby.
Yeah,
but
fair enough.
Maybe, but again, like this, you just have to be down for the ride. If you're down for the ride, it's just so good. It's so fucking good. Some great lines too. I mean, Kick Ass for the Lord's like up there, but also
Yeah,
like
your mother ate my dog.
Like this is just so much fun. Yeah, I'm mad at myself for not having seen this before. I'm really glad you picked it. I'm glad we watched it for the pod.
Yeah,
because I know
mine
we
too.
were all kind of in agreement, but like I think it was a fun conversation.
Yeah, this is a great fucking watch, and it was one that's been on my list for a long time. I was super stoked when you picked it. It was great that we did it for the pod. I would have felt guilty if we watched this one on for a second movie one night. We did.
Yeah.
We would have had to have done a pod on it.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like it was just so.
we'd have to be like, oh, we have to all watch this again and then do a pod,
do a pod on
next
it.
week.
Oh, I would watch it right now. Is this tonight's second
This
movie?
is tonight's second movie.
Surprise.
That's so much fun. Yeah, I don't know. I don't even really want to talk about the movie. I almost want to I want to get like the Men in Black mind erase and watch it again for the first time. Like it's so good. I can't recommend it enough.
Luckily, my mind just works like that.
Yeah.
By the time this VHS comes in the mail,
You give
I'm
me a
gonna
beer,
be like,
babe.
What the fuck is
this?
this? Guy, did you get something? Yeah. But
I kind of
What-
feel
what do
bad
you
that
rate
I
it?
didn't watch Bad Taste very much because I feel like I would have enjoyed it more if I'd watched it solo.
Oh, yeah. It was better than you were like
It
4
was-
minutes in, you're like, what the fuck is this future synth? I hate this.
That sounds like me.
I mean, we're not doing this again.
No, that does actually sound like me instead of like, I hate this.
That was objectively you, so whatever. Anyway,
What'd you rate this?
92.
Nice.
This was so good. I couldn't like I said.
Did you guys talk about it at all?
No.
Just you two? God, I wanted to fucking text
I know you did.
you specifically because
Ouch.
I mean I figured you would like it, but I wanted to be like, how fucking good is this?
Dude,
you know I love
same.
campy stuff. Come on.
No, I know, but like, well, also, I didn't really have time to do that anyway, which is good because I might have.
What?
Because you guys both watched it last night.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
It's true.
So like, if you would have
What do you mean
watched
you
it
don't have
before
time?
me. I mean, like if you would have watched it earlier in a week, like before me,
Yeah.
I probably would have said something generic. It just as in like this was fucking
Honestly,
awesome.
At like 10:30 last night, I almost texted you simply "Wow," but I didn't want to open up that can of
don't
worms.
do that. Don't do that.
Exactly.
I feel bad. Even things that are like that. Whereas like the last movie we watched was like, oh, we should have watched this as a group. Like I shouldn't have said that. I should have just
Yeah.
shut up.
Save it for the pod.
Save it for the pod.
We need
But
some shirts that say that. That should be
Save for the pod.
our first podcast.
We'll
like
get into it.
Shirts.
we'll get into it. But anyway, back to the movie.
back to the
Yeah, no, this was great, and I did almost text you guys after I finished. It was like a wow, or like, well, that was a movie, because it was. Holy crap!
So good.
And I almost forgot to watch it. Like I kind of forgot what day of the week it was because that happens sometimes. And you were like, "Oh, did you guys watch it? Watch it tonight." And I was like, "Oh, it's Thursday. Oh shit, I gotta watch this movie."
I'll tell you what though, Bad Taste, I did like, but this was well beyond that, and
Yeah.
budget, but also just like
Everything.
everything.
yeah,
Um,
story.
And I do want to watch The
Characters.
Frighteners. That's something that
Yeah.
I've been meaning to watch for a
Isn't
while.
Michael J. Fox in that?
Yeah, he is.
Okay.
And then that's his next movie after this. Or maybe it's not his next, but it's his next horror movie. I think came out in like
Okay.
96. And then I do want to watch Meet the Feebles, which I've heard is just fucked up and weird. And
It's like weird puppets.
Yeah, that's the one that's like in between
Bad
this
Taste
and
and
Bad
this, yeah,
Taste.
and I'm not sure
there
if
is
it's a
some
feature or
similar.
whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But yeah, dude, fucking so good. Love it. Really hard act to follow. I had two choices. One I made up in my mind a long time ago, and it was one I was going to do.
Mm-hmm.
And then today I noticed that the Boris Karloff collection is streaming on Shudder, and
I almost texted you about that.
I know, and I've been wanting to watch Frankenstein so bad, and I'm not going to do that to you guys.
Oh, come on.
I want to, and part of me feels like it's the only way I can go is the complete extreme opposite, because following this up with what I'm going to follow it up with is going to be hard, but I think it's going to deliver, because I'm going to stay in the vein of like body horror, melt horror, gross out, like over the top special effects. We're doing The Fly. Cronenberg.
Fuck yeah! I was
Fly.
hoping for some Cronenberg. Awesome.
Life Finds a Way, right? Yeah.
Yes. So
Goldblum.
none of us have seen that, right?
No.
Which
No,
is embarrassing.
It's a sin. Yeah.
We should not admit that on air, but everybody, all the Elmers are going
Say
to
that
get
for most things.
all the. We'll just edit 6 minutes out of this podcast.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
All the Elmers will hear our first reactions to that one next week, and I'm looking forward to that.
I'm excited.
I feel
Yeah.
like me some young Jeff. Like
Oh, he's sexy.
he was sexy in Body Snatchers.
Is Gina Davis
Was
in
he?
this
I was
fly?
asleep.
I think Gina Davis is also in The Fly, right?
I wouldn't know.
She is
Never seen it.
so fucking delicious. But she's also in another Jeff Goldblum movie, which is really a Gina Davis movie with Jeff Goldblum, which is Earth Girls Are Easy.
Oh, I've only heard of this.
Oh.
I've never
with
seen
Jim
it.
Carrey and Damon Wayans.
Oh, is
Jeff
it-
Goldblum
Whoa.
I've also only
in
heard
like
of this.
1987.
That sounds great, actually. Before Carey was like huge, but he was like big already.
Oh, I don't even think he was big. This is like his first feature length role.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I guess he's maybe big in Canada, but not.
Yeah, maybe. I think it was like right as or before his run on In Living Color.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's about 3 aliens who crash land into Gina Davis's pool, and
That's
they're all
awesome.
like hairy, and one's red, one's blue, one's
One's
yellow,
yellow.
and they all get shaved, and they become Jeff Goldblum, Jim Carrey,
Oh
and
my
Damon Wayans. They're all like
Oh my
these
God.
sexy, like me boop bop boop, like aliens who
doing
go out to
doing like
nightclubs
Robin
and
Williams'
shit.
character.
Yeah, like Mork from
Mork
Mork.
from Mindy. Yeah, Mork from Mindy.
Mork from Mindy.
Mork-
Have you guys
from
seen
Mindy.
the Mork in Mindy porn parody?
No, I have not. Is it called Pork and Mindy? That just seems like
Should
the
be.
obvious choice. Speaking of Jim Carrey, can we just talk about how the tribesmen from the first scene look like straight out of Ace Ventura?
Oh
like,
my God.
When I thought it was going to be a white bat, and then they were like, it's a rat monkey. I'm like, yeah, close enough. Chicago.
I wanted to bring that up.
Chicago.
Yeah.
I wanted to bring that up too because that is such like a horror trope. That's like, oh, we're on some like
Skull Island.
crazy island. Like there has to be savage locals
Yeah,
that are just.
covered in ash and have
Yeah.
like, a bamboo
It's. I mean,
thongs.
it's still.
Yeah.
It's. I mean, it still is a thing today.
Oh, yeah, very much so.
Fucking Green Inferno is great. Do you like Green Inferno?
I
It
never
was
watched
solid,
it.
but
Yeah.
but yeah, it's like the same shit. Like, oh, you landed in the middle of a forest. Of course, there's gonna be
Which is why Midsummer's so
cannibal
great, because
savages
they're like
there.
white people.
Exactly. All right.
Yeah.
Well,
that's the
Anything else you
pod.
guys want to add? Watch this fucking movie.
Yeah, watch this movie.
yeah, watch this movie.
Give your money to it if you can.
If I
Yeah,
had
if
to
you
choose,
find a way to pay for this,
Yeah.
I guess.
Unfortunately, we weren't able to, but
well, you did. Not really, actually. You bought it from a third party. This DVD.
you bought it.
Yeah,
Someone,
VHS. So
someone
Yeah,
bought this
no,
copy.
it was made in
eventually.
unless it was like, like just with a like handwritten sticker on it. I think Peter Jackson might have got royalties from that at some
Well,
point.
go
I
actually
think
go
he's
out.
probably doing fine anyway.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was
I
gonna
heard
say,
that
go
he
buy
redirected a few other
a
movies.
go buy a
Couple.
Sting replica sword. And, spend $160 on that,
Fucking wish.
dude.
Fuck yeah.
So fucking
I'm
cool.
so hyped for that Amazon Prime series. I know Jackson's not like really into it, but it's not directing it or writing it.
I'm
but
really into it too. It's gonna be
It's gonna be amazing.
really a big
Yeah.
bummer if it sucks.
I
It's not
decided
gonna
I'm gonna reread like everything
Yeah,
beforehand.
you should.
So
We
Gotta
could
get
do
started.
a little Lord of the Rings podcast.
we could do a book club.
This is turning
We
into
should
it's
meet
turning
up-
into one right now.
So Friday we'll do movies, and like sometime during the week we'll watch the pod, and then on Sundays we'll play D&D, and then on Tuesdays
I like
we'll meet
this.
up for book club.
Yeah, that will.
We should all just get an apartment together,
I mean, we're already in a relationship, so yeah, sounds like moving in together is the next step.
dude. Think about how many cats would be there.
A lot of cats, I think.
At least 5.
5 between the two of you.
Yeah, well, you could get a couple.
I
little
thought about it.
Putties.
Yeah, I thought
Little
about
putties.
it. A putty tat. Yeah, I thought about it.
Throw in the mix. We should just get a studio. If anyone's listening that's got a studio that's
And
for free.
Like to let us live there for free
Or
and
live
have
there.
utilities.
Andrew, just give us a key.
Yeah, if you'd like 1 boy toy and 2 opinionated, slurly straight men, then please contact us.
You got our number. In fact, 13th caller right now.
Oh no, let's not do that again.
Oh no, that was a prank call. It was a prank call.
Yeah.
Prank caller, prank
It
caller.
was
It was
Joe Rogan
Spoonie Love from
Oh,
up
yeah.
above.
pissed that our numbers are
Rojogan.
getting boosted.
Yep.
Dude,
Well,
listen to
he's not getting boosted.
We're fucking.
We'll be on Spotify regardless of
We
what
are on
else is
Spotify.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
we
We
not
have no
pulling our shit.
scruples.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you, Elmers.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Pull up with us, watch 2 films. Come on, watch 2 films. If you scared, don't come over here. 13 M. 13 M. 13 M.